is definitely sharing the knowledge, bro. Sharing the knowledge and emphasizing how important it is to understand where this came from.
Definitely.
Sharing the knowledge in different ways, like I told you, forwarding people to certain things, walking them. I'll walk them with literally holding their hand, take them to jams, show them the real thing in their face. You get what I'm saying? Show them what a cipher is, educate, like tell them, you know what I'm saying? Teach them the truth. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why we're here. I want people that when they see this, Elie Rok the Kid is dropping some gems, talking about his life, his experience, the things he's learned, the things that he's still learning to this day that I'm learning every single day. Because this is my brother right here, but I talk to you and I'm still learning things from you. And it could be even an inspiration at the moment. Like you could learn to be inspired by just things that I'm hearing that you're saying. It brings like that heat back, and you're like, man, I want to cipher. I want to throw down. I want to dance with you. And that's like one of the things that I remember talking to Kay about that. And she mentioned that she said one of the most strangest things in any culture is
the show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
We're back with another Flash Talks history worth listening to. Tonight or today, we have a special person right here, man. I'm so excited to interview my brother, ladies and gentlemen, Elie Rok the Kid. Elie said, Elie Rok Cancel, born in Bayamon, Puerto Rico, raised in Central Florida, where at the young age of 11, started training to be a professional b-boy, acrobat, and a part of the world's entertainment. Like, this guy started traveling everywhere. He's performed as a DJ, dancer, and an MC with several world-renowned companies such as Walt Disney World, Universal Studios, Carnival Cruise Lines, the Harlem Globetrotters, and many more. Throughout his journey, Elie Rok has had the opportunity to entertain thousands of people and travel all over the world. As he continues to entertain, his plans are to keep pushing himself beyond the limits and indulge in the world of being an entrepreneur. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Elie Rok, the Kid. What? Welcome to Flash Talk History Worth Listening to. My brother Elie Rok, the kid, is here
What's
right
the
now.
deal? What's the deal? What's the deal? Thank you for having me, brother.
Dude, this is so dope. Yo, man, that demo is official. It just brought so much memories as soon as I started watching. I was like, oh man, I remember that back of the in behind the is that Carnival Destiny or that was a Carnival the one with the tramp in the back. And I went over
The dream, the dream,
there. The dream, man. So dope, so
dream.
dope.
Yeah.
So how you doing, brother? How's everything?
Feeling great, bro.
Well,
Like,
welcome to
better
Flash
than ever.
Talks. Flash Talks right here, man. Look around you right now on the screen and tell me, what do you see?
Around the screen, I see the 4 elements. I see the MC with the boombox. I see the graph bottle, the DJ, and the B-boy and the B-girl.
Okay. Now check this out. They say that in hip hop, there's 5 elements. Talk to me, brother. And I know you know what's the 5th element. Tell me, where do you see the 5th element?
You mean where do I see it?
Yeah, right now on the screen. Where is it?
Oh, that's the interaction and the exchange between you and me.
The knowledge, right? The history of you, the history of myself, and each element that you see on the screen.
100%.
Now, we're gonna start it off from straight from the back. We're gonna go way back, like back into time. We're gonna give you a little flashback right now, and I want to ask you a question. How were you introduced into the hip hop culture? Like, what was the beginnings to you of introducing into breaking and all that good stuff?
Well, like a lot of b-boys, I mean, so many b-boys have the same kind of introduction. I was already an active kid. You know, I was always jumping off hills, doing flips off of cars, climbing trees. And even on the side, I was playing basketball. That was my sport. But the way I got into it was I lived in an apartment complex in Orlando. It's called The Woodlands. This was back in '95, and had a basketball court outdoors. And
Okay.
I went to play basketball one day, me and my brother, and all of a sudden I see these guys like on the side and the back and on the concrete, like doing flares and like the capoeira white kicks and all that. And they were breaking, and I was like, yo, what are they doing? Plus, I was raised watching Bruce Lee and a lot of martial arts flicks, Jackie Chan, all the stunts. Like, so I was already kind of seeing it in the movies, but I never thought of ever doing that until I saw it in person. And that was the first time I saw it in person. It was at a basketball court at the Woodlands Apartments. If anybody out there watching knows the Woodlands, it's here in Orlando. It's still around.
Okay, the Woodlands. Now, you didn't even know anything about breaking. You just saw some guys just like doing stuff, right?
That's right.
And then did you go up to them, or you just stood watching and then you just went home? Like what happened after that? Once you saw that, like, what was your interaction? Did you say anything? Were you impressed? Did you talk to your brother? Like, tell me the story.
To be honest, I didn't say anything to him because I thought that I wasn't like worthy enough to go up and talk to him, because they were like a little clique and they were like doing stuff. So I was like, whoa, I just wanted to watch. And later on, I got introduced by my brother, who played ball a lot, with a gentleman. His name is Lars. Lars Brown, goes by Blaze.
Okay.
His dance name. Lars was the one who told me who those people were. He goes, bro, those are, it's a crew. I'm also in the crew. He was part of that crew. It was called Boss Crew. BOSS.
Okay.
Breaking Old School Style. It stood for Breaking Old School Style.
That is dope. Now, this is 1995. How old were you at that time?
11.
Wow, you were 11 years old when you first saw this?
Mm-hmm.
And you were immediately, they started dropping knowledge and letting you know, like, that's a crew. Now, what did Lars tell you? Like, What were they doing? What type of crew was it? Like, carry on.
Yeah, Lars was the one who introduced me to breaking. And then when I got introduced to breaking, I got introduced to hip hop. So he told me about the crew, which, by the way, that's one of the first crews in Orlando to like make it a little bit more popularized ever. But Lars actually, for some reason, he saw potential in me, and he was like, "Yo, this young kid, he really wants to know about this." So he kind of took me under his wing a little bit and taught me the very foundation of breaking: top rock, footwork, power, and just a couple freezes. Because from there on, I took it and I kept evolving.
Now, you being 11 years old, was Lars kind of like friends of the family or someone you knew on the block? Like, was he your older brother's friend? Like, because he sounds like he's like older than you. He
Yeah,
sounds like.
He is. It was somebody that we met on the basketball court. We just had basketball in common first. Then it came to breaking in common more, even more tighter. But he had a younger brother. His name was Aston. He would also break because he learned how to break with us, and he was in my grade, me and my brother's age range. Lars was always a little older than us. He was like 3 or 4 years older.
Okay, okay. And now you're going to school and with these kids, like the guys that you're mentioning.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
now
We
was
went to
Lars.
Union Park Middle School. Obviously, Lars wasn't in there because he was in high school. But I learned how to do this with Lars. Like, shout out to Lars, by the way. Still talk to him till this day, actually. But he taught me enough to where I can actually do it at school, like in front of people in circles and like parties, little school dances and stuff. I remember the first time I danced at a school dance in the cafeteria. Yo, everyone lost their mind, bro.
Now, was he taking you like on the side, on the low, teaching you secret moves, or before going to the school? Was he going to your house? Were you going to a practice? Like, how was he teaching and where he was teaching you? Like this dude just shows out of nowhere, or you ask him, like, what made you ask him about the kids breaking? Which was
Because he was with them. He was with them. He was always around them. I saw him like talking with them, like he knew them. He was like, "Yeah, bro, that's my crew. Like I'm part of that crew." I was like, "What?" And then so the way he taught me was in the apartment complex. They had a gym with weights and
okay.
like pulley machines and stuff. We moved, both of us together, moved all those machines out the way, and it was a big open carpet area with mirrors.
Wow, wow.
And that's where we would train for almost a whole year.
Now, was it every day training? Was it like once in a blue, or was
To
it
be
some
honest, I
consistency
was
in it?
I was more hungry, so I had to kind of like be the annoying kid, asking him like, "Yo, like, can you come out? Can you practice today?" Like, and he's like, "Oh, I can't today, man." But I would like try to practice by myself sometimes. Man, getting in trouble all the time. My pops, man, I used to sneak out the window. Like, it was crazy.
And you're sneaking out the window because you're searching for this new thing that you saw that you're so interested in, you fell in love with. You're like, what is this? Like, I want to learn. I want to
Yo,
investigate, like, what type of dance is it? How can I learn? How can I be as good as those kids? Is that what was going on through your mind?
100%. Well, two things were going on in my mind. Number one is, how can I get better? And the number two thing was, it's natural. I was trying to get the girls at school. I was trying to get attention. So, you know, I wanted to learn to try and perform like in schools and stuff.
Now, did you get the chance to start showing off little by little while you were learning new moves, or were you like waiting like a year, 2 years to wait for the perfect time to show your moves?
At first, all I wanted was flares and windmills.
Okay.
That's it. I
Now,
didn't need
now,
nothing else. I was like, yo, if I bust out windmills in this circle, it's a wrap.
For sure. Now, what were the names of the people in the crew? And you said the name of the crew was called what?
Boss Crew,
Boss Crew.
BOSS, breaking
Okay.
old school style. And the members that I remember were Jasper, Ren, um, and Lars, and there was a fourth one I can't remember his name right now.
And they're out of Orlando?
Orlando.
Okay, so tell me what this is like they told you it was breakdancing or breaking or b-boying, like they told you that's what it was, but did they mention anything about like the hip hop culture? Like there
No,
was actually there was no culture to you
no,
yet. To you
no,
yet, right?
not yet.
Okay, now moving on to the second question. Who were your teachers, inspirations, and mentors? You mentioned
Mm,
Lars. You mentioned Lars, so that's one of the first ones. But moving on closer to learning about the hip hop culture, who, like, you kept searching, you kept looking around. I'm gonna assume you're looking for like movies, you're looking for books, you're looking for just different type of things to learn what this type of dance is. And I'm going to assume after a year of Lars teaching you, you started getting inspired by other people or you had mentors. Like, talk to me about that. What
so
happened after that?
I had to revert back to Lars again because Lars was the first one who showed me a VHS, and it was a bunch of Filipinos back in the day. I don't know if you remember this era at all. I guess it was more here. I don't know if it was everywhere, but there was like a big Filipino era, and like dudes with like long front bangs. Like it was weird, but it
That
was
that
dope.
was worldwide, bro. That was
Are you sure?
worldwide. Yeah, that was world. Everyone was known. All the Filipinos were known for jackhammers, and I bet 1,000 of them did jackhammers that were Filipinos. Because when I was breaking, and I used to see the Filipinos scene, they were mostly b-boys with flare windmills and jackhammers.
That's what I had.
I and the majority of people will tell you the same thing when it
Literally,
comes.
those were my three moves, bro. I was a master jackhammer, bro. Yo,
So shout out to all the Filipinos out there, and I know
no,
there's a
for real,
lot of them in the scene, a lot of them in the scene.
bro.
So
He
shout out
showed
to
me
all
a
of them.
video. He showed me a VHS. At that time, first time I ever seen something like this. The dude did a flare on his back, and I think it was the first time it was ever done. The whole place erupted. It was crazy. But I started to get into getting VHSs, and every time I saw these VHSs, I started to notice that it wasn't just breaking. Like all of a sudden there'll be an MC battle, and then all of a sudden there'll be a DJ going crazy, doing like Scribble and all these people back in the day. Like
Back then.
yeah, back then.
Yeah. So what else? What else? Carry on.
So then through searching all these VHSs and stuff, I ran into another gentleman that I went to school with. His name is Kuso
Okay.
Ray. He was also breaking because he had saw me doing some windmills or flares or something in the hallway, and it inspired him to start breaking.
Oh, so he saw you first breaking.
Correct.
Okay, and then from that day on, you kept going to school, of course, doing the moves, and he was just around like
I found
did
out that he got into it. We started going to these garage parties. I don't know if you're from Orlando. We used to do that a lot as teenagers. A lot of garage parties. And there was one where me and when Kuso battled each other, and I noticed that he was doing some of the same moves, not as me, but some of the same moves that I was inspired by a VHS tape that we had. And it come to find out we both had the same tape. And I was like, bro, what tapes you got? Because that's what we used to ask each other back in the days. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what tapes you got? And he goes, yeah, I got Strategic Monster Style Elements. I was like, what? I was like, nigga, I got that too. And he goes, no wonder. You get what I'm saying? So as far as teachers, inspirations, mentors, definitely Lars. Kuso put me on because I think he was one of the first people to bring me to an actual real jam. There was a lot of many others. You were one of them, but that, obviously that comes a little later. But a few other people, you know what I'm saying?
now you meet Kuso, and he was the first one to take you to a jam, you said? Or invite
Correct.
you to a jam?
I
What
think it
jam
was
was
in
that?
2000. In 2000, I believe it was. It was a Style Elements, Hip Hop Elements jam. Excuse me.
Oh, at the UCF.
A UCF, right?
Wow. So that's the first like jam, basically competition that you show up, and you show up and it's like Pandora's box just open,
I
correct?
was like, what in the world is going on here? And like people came in crews walking through the doors with like dressed alike and like just nastiness. I was just like, whoa, the DJ was up there. There was MC battles. There was I don't remember if there was any graph anywhere, maybe outside somewhere in the corner, but people were practicing everywhere. And then you had the big floor that was there. There was a stage. Bro, weren't you there?
Well, I was there. I judged two of them. I don't know who was the one that won that year, but I remember I ended up judging one in 2002 and another one. And I know it was with Speedy Legs and with Old School Pete. If you could remember.
I think I went to that one too.
All I know that I remember that the person that stood out the most, which I didn't really know him that much, was Crazy C. And I really fell in love with the kid watching his performance, his attitude. He reminded me of myself when I was younger. So shout out to Crazy C.
Shout out to Crazy C.
I remember watching, and he had like a little blowout, he had like a little pick, and he's top rocking, he's doing his thing, and he's like in it. He was in it, and I was judging, and I'm like, yo, this kid is nasty. Like, he's like an entertainer / b-boy battler. Like I like his style. So I remember seeing that. But when you went to that jam in 2000, you started meeting people that same day, or like that was like, because remember you said Lars, then Lars teaches you all these moves, and you started watching VHS tapes, and then you meet Kuso, then he takes you to that jam. Did you go to any other things like mall battles or plazas or just street dances?
Absolutely.
Like, how did it go to that then?
Yeah, we ended up finding out that there was a competition supposedly, but it wasn't a competition. In reality, it was a showcase. And they were like, yo, each person goes out and just do one performance. Like,
and this is in Orlando, Florida?
This is in Sanford, Florida, at a mall, Seminole Town Center Mall. It was hosted by 95.3 radio station. Bro, so
there was another gentleman. After Hip Hop Elements?
No, this is before.
Oh, okay. So we need to go back from before.
No, because remember at this jam, there was no other elements. It was just a b-boy thing. I did a bunch of those.
Okay.
I was performing at skating rinks. I was doing talent shows. I was like, there was a bunch of like show stuff that I've always done. But my first real jam was just Hip Hop Elements.
Now, leading on to Hip Hop Elements, watching VHS tapes, meeting new people, you said that you went to a mall thing, and were you inspired by anyone else? Like,
yeah,
like through that. That's why I want you to get there to just know who were your inspirations that gave you that fire to want to be a performer, a b-boy, a battler. Like just take me through that journey. Take everyone through that journey.
That mall competition is very significant because there was another gentleman I have to shout out. He goes by the name of Elie Rok.
Elie Rok. Shout out to Elie Rok.
Because he was with me as well. And we sat together and we saw Skill Methods come through the door at this mall thing. I saw B-Boy Ivan come through the door, and I didn't know who any of them was.
Okay, B-Boy Ivan
did.
The urban action figure?
B-Boy Ivan, the urban action figure.
And what year was this?
This was 1998.
Also, this is 2 years before even going to the Hip Hop Elements.
Correct.
So then how were you friends with Jody already as a B-Boy? Because you said you went to the mall with him.
Me and Jody know each other our whole lives. Me and Jody known each other our whole lives.
And did you get him into breaking, or he was kind of like already breaking on the side? And
I think I influenced him to start breaking for sure.
who else? What other cats you can remember at that time? They don't have to be b-boys. It could be poppers. It could be lockers, or even hip hop dancers, or whatever you call those guys back then. Because if you guys didn't know what was what, whoever was interested, like if you can remember going back to that time, that way you could give those shout outs and just remember all your boys and friends that were out there at that time.
Yeah. So I got to give you this whole breakdown. So in '98, there was a competition, a showcase in the mall. Ivan Skill Methods were all there, as well as I believe some of My 180 was there, but I don't think they were My 180. They were like Boogie Down Styles back then. But anyway, the main people was Ivan and Skill Methods because they were chilling together that day. And Jody, like, he ran up to me and he was like, yo, this dude, his name is Ivan, bro. He's over there. Like, yo, he's like the illest nigga, like, alive. Because we were really like looking for that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, are you serious? He's like, bro, just wait till you see him. And the thing is, Ivan, without him even knowing it, changed me and Jody's life forever.
Wow. So it became an instant inspiration to the max.
The biggest. I think we still, even if we break today, we still try to break like that. We don't want to be him, but we want to have his, like, his energy. You know?
Yeah, you want to tune into his vibration, his spirit, his way of breaking. Like, I feel you. Trust me, I have the same feeling like when I met the brother too.
And that carried on until the rest and performing on stage, because I know he performed and he was an amazing world-renowned performer. Then I met all the Skill Methods members.
Can you name drop? Tell me who's there.
Shout out to Flips. Shout out to Abstract, which I can still get in touch with to this day. Technique, my brother, shout out. I still talk to him. I just spoke to him the other day.
Shout out to Technique and Technical Methods.
By the way, I think Technique might be the only person that has that footage. So here's what happened. So after we saw Ivan and Skill Methods, Cloud, shout out to Cloud. He was wearing a cast that day, a wrist cast, because he broke his wrist doing jackhammers, supposedly. And the dude was still breaking in the cypher. It was crazy. The only person I don't think I met that day was Venom and the rest of them.
It's crazy that I met Cloud. I saw him for the first time in my life when he was a little kid in Pro-Ams 97, which he was a little kid with socks doing jackhammers and flares. This kid was out. And I remember I was like, yo, what's up with this white boy Chinito? Because I didn't even know if it was white boy or Chinito, whatever. I was like, white boy Chinito, look at him flying. And later on, I find out it was Cloud. I was like, what the hell? This is like years later. So you're at the mall and you see Ivan, you see Skill Methods. What happens after that?
So I get in touch and I grow balls and I went up to Technique because Ivan left right away. He knew he won. He won it. He won whatever the prize was. I think it was.
Oh, you saw him perform or not yet?
Who, Ivan?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Me and Jody were sitting on the floor Indian style in front of the stage, and Ivan was doing his thing right in front of my eyes. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, there's no way this is happening right now.
So tell me what you saw. Take me there.
Bro, this
take
guy
all of us there.
He does this top that's like mad, like hype. And then he does 190, mad fast, like probably like 290s, but fast though. And he goes forward roll, back handspring. And I think that was it for the first round. He went out 3 times.
Okay.
Then the second time, I had to go out, bro. And Technique was in the thing too. And I was like, yo, I'm not getting anywhere.
Wait, was it a one type of like a one showcase talent show? I mean,
yes.
Not like a group talent show.
It wasn't a battle. like I'm battling someone.
It's a showcase.
It's showcase, like
a talent show.
A talent show. Do your round. Do one round. And bro, Ivan came out the second time, flip off the speaker, backflip off the speaker, right? He goes down. He does the backspin the old school way.
The California whip, boom, into
Mills out, but like perfect. And then he goes mill, and then he goes into tracks, into halos, like 10 of them. And then the thing is if you saw the footage, I'm gonna show you. This is how my memory is. There was a sticker that they used to put on us that say, "Hello, my name is," and you put your name, right?
Okay.
He put the sticker on his hat. Ivan did. When he did those halos, the sticker came off the hat, and then he went back around, and then he picked the sticker up again.
What? With his hand?
No, and on his hat. It fell off his hat, and then he went back in the circle, and then he picked it up with his hat.
Because the sticker was up, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
It just fell off. It fell off while he was doing his halo.
So you and Jody are watching this.
We're walling out.
And when you saw that, you probably like pushed Jody away or something.
Yeah, he was jumping. I was jumping. I was like, yo, are you joking? What's going on here? The crowd was going crazy. But then he did his third round. Oh, my bad. The end of the second round was he went windmill swipe, whatever, and then he did front row, and then he did backhand, in plays like that. And then he had to jump in the air because he was about to hit the people behind him. Then the third round, it was when we were like, yo, we're out of here. That's it. I'm done. I can't.
He won. You're like, he won this.
This nigga went windmill air flare, but he did the air track.
Oh, the Star Trek?
Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
So he did windmill Star Trek.
I was like, I gotta do that. I can't. There's no other way, bro. He was to me the best I've ever seen in my life. But then I got with Technique. I asked him for his number. Him and a couple of the other homies, Abstract, and I think Cloud or somebody else, or Venom or somebody, they lived together in an apartment. And I used to hit them up to try and practice with them. And that's when I got in contact with Technique for the first time.
And this is all in 98.
98. Then, let me tell you why this is significant. In 99, the very next year, they had another jam, I guess, a performance at that
talent
same
show.
mall.
Another talent show.
At that same mall. But this time, it was a battle.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't a showcase. And they had intermediate and advanced. And I was in intermediate, so was Kuso, so was another like white boy, a couple other people. And Kuso won that one. And then the advanced one, me and Jody came because we were like, yo, maybe Ivan will be back.
Okay.
But Ivan was just visiting. He wasn't.
He visited and won.
And he left like that. And so we were like hoping that he was gonna be there, and he wasn't there, but all the skill methods was there. And Technique went against React. Shout out to React, my 180.
That's the final, basically. Like
that was the final, yeah.
And who got that?
Supposedly Technique won, but everybody's like React won. I don't know.
So at that moment, the crowd favored React.
No, it was based off of points. It was a point system that they had with 3 judges from 95.3 that they don't even know about breaking like that.
Yes.
But they based off of points, Technique supposedly won.
And why you say supposedly?
Because I talked to React a lot, and he thinks differently.
That's a different story. Okay. But based on the judges, Technique won.
Correct.
Okay, awesome.
All
now,
right, so then,
after the mall, yeah, go ahead.
So then, after the mall, I started practicing and getting close with Kuso, which at that time, they're still Boogie Down Styles. This is before they became my 180.
Okay. And who's in Boogie Down Styles at that time?
At that time, all the same people. Kuso, Curious, Beast Mode, React, and Kicks.
Okay, Kicks. Shout out to Kicks.
Shout out to Kicks. Birthday brother. And shout out to all of my 180 by the way.
That's
Kuso the
correct.
brother, Curious, you already know, React, Beast, all of y'all. So through them, I went to that jam, Hip Hop Elements, saw all the elements.
And
I
that's
was
when
like,
you
this
first
is
started learning about the
about
elements,
the
or
culture. Yes.
were you putting two and two together, or someone broke it down to you and was like, that's MC, that's DJ, that's breaking, and that's graffiti. It's all part of this.
I think
Or
that
was it you kind of started figuring it out?
I started figuring it out on my own, but also watching some like movies. You know what I'm saying? I started getting back into like
You started getting into the knowledge, the fifth
yeah,
element.
yeah. And then so on and so forth. I ended up meeting a couple of people that saw me breaking somewhere. They heard about me because of some talent shows I did in school and performances I did wherever. They wanted me and Jody to be part of a hip hop group. And I was like, a hip hop group, okay. And then it was all coming together. They're like, yo, we got a DJ, we got an MC, you guys would be the Bboys. And instead of the graffiti, because they can't always carry like a canvas and cans everywhere. Like some people don't allow it. Back then it was weird, but we had a beatboxer.
Okay.
Rubok's Cube.
Nice. Rubok's
Cube, yeah. That was nasty. We had a DJ named SPS. Wait, yeah, I think I said that. SPS.
And this is you guys forming a crew or something?
Yeah, we formed a hip hop group. It was called Andromeda.
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 That's a dope name, bro.
Yeah, we performed at City Walk Hard Rock Live, and we did this thing for Hip Hop Source Awards. I don't know if that's even a thing anymore, but I guess it was like the Orlando version of Source Magazine Awards or something. But it was back in like 2002, and we were on stage and we rocked it. We won best hip hop group that year.
So it's you, Rubox. Who else is Andromeda?
And the MC, his name was Cinnamon.
Wow.
It's like Omen, but with SI in the beginning. Yeah. It's an acronym. It's like it stood for a whole thing. It was like systematically introducing new obliterating mental enhancements necessary or something like that.
Damn.
Yeah, because he was a real like lyrical smart dude.
That's dope. That's super dope. Wow. Now
SPS,
who else?
SPS. That's shout out to SPS.
Shout out to SPS. One of the illest turntablists
ever.
that I've performed. He actually did break show. I think he did break show one time.
That's nasty.
Or maybe a few times. I can't really remember, but I know I worked with him in the past, and he's amazing. He inspired me, like looking at the scratching and all that. Like dope brother.
Absolutely.
Now who else at that time were you meeting? Like in now, because you're going from Orlando to Sanford, like is that far? Is it a distance? Like, are you meeting new cats that break, pop, lock, or in the scene? Like name people that you could think of around that time between 98 through 2002.
Well, another person I have to shout out, I can't do this without shouting him out, is my brother Dito.
Candido Carter.
Dito came in right after those mall competitions. He came into my life because he moved from New York to here, to Deltona, which is where I was living at the time. And then Jody, me, and him were part of Andromeda.
Also, Dito became part of Andromeda afterwards.
Dito was part of Andromeda.
Now you met him around 98 or 99 and the second mall.
98.
Okay, so what did he go to the mall when you went with Jody?
No, he didn't go to the first one. I can't remember if he went to the second one or not. But if he did, then he was in it, and he liked to pop. He was a popper, so man, and you know, he was nasty because me and him became a tag team together. We became best friends, and like we performed together. We did 2-man shows all the time, all the time.
Shout out to Dito, man. I love
Shout
that
out
brother.
to my brother
He's out there doing his thing in the West.
in
Movies,
California. I just spoke to him the other day.
commercials, all that good stuff. That's a good brother right there. Shout out to him, man.
For sure. 100%.
So who else? So Jody, Dito, Rubox. Who else was part of Andromeda? Yourself, Sonoma and DJ SPS.
DJ SPS, yeah.
That's
Rubox
it.
is still doing his thing in Austin's Coffee over here.
Oh,
he DJs there on Monday sometimes. He does MC nights. Like, he's a dude that never stopped. You know what I mean?
Which he ended up doing Break Show with you and myself when we went, which later on I'm going to show you some of the footage that we did at Sanibel Island with Haps Fury.
That's right.
The wifey K Linda. Who else was there? Crazy C.
What was the name of that popper dude that was there?
Robotics. Is it Robotics?
I feel like his name was Roberto, no?
His real name is Ramon, but
Ramon,
but isn't it Robotics?
That's his name.
But doesn't he go by Robotics?
Man, I can't remember, to be honest, bro.
Well, I think so, but shout out to him, and he that was Ramon, such a dope. And I remember Dito, he had like fever, like you didn't remember, he was sick as hell. We were performing and he was dying. He was like, bro, I got a fever, and he still did his thing. But it was dope, man. That was a dope show, man. And I'll show you later on, and I'll show everybody later on.
We're gonna talk about that.
yeah, which is super dope. So who else? Carry on.
So then after the whole Andromeda era, the next thing that happened was I graduated high school, right? And I graduated in 03, all right? Then in 04, I got introduced to performing and getting paid. Well, I was already doing it with Andromeda, but we sometimes did a lot of shows for free. I'm talking about corporately.
Okay, like your first real corporate event or gig, like not those little gigs you were doing.
Yeah. That's why this is significant with the teachers, inspirations, and mentors, because through Kuso, my 180, I got put on to Street Breaks, which if you don't know, if you're watching, it's a breakdancing b-boy crew that performed in Universal Studios, City Walk. I mean, all over the place.
Everyone in their mama in the East Coast, probably b-boys that have moved to Florida or passed by Florida, they've performed. Shout out to Al Fuentes.
Yes.
High Voltage. Shout out to him.
Entertainment. That's right.
Good brother.
Yeah, we still talk to this day. So that was evolutionary for me because I was able to meet some of the most legendary b-boys of all time. Like, I mean, you're talking Speedy from Unique Styles, talking Milky, talking Incredible Josh. That's one of my other inspirations and mentors because I learned a lot with him, which I have a funny story to tell you about that one. But so Street Breaks happened and I started to learn how to really be an entertainer. I started to like break out of my shell. You get what I'm trying to say? So,
yeah, you had the uniform. You're there on time.
I had to develop.
You got 4 shows a day. Like you're really getting molded to be a real b-boy entertainer.
I had to develop my own like persona. You know what I'm saying? My own character, I guess. And I shout out to Heps because I always loved his character. You know what I'm saying? He has similar inspirations with Ivan and it's also Incredible Josh. But
everyone and their mama was inspired by Ivan, the urban action figure.
For sure.
Like one way or another. Even Flips, it's funny because Flips' name is Ivan as well. Like a lot of people, like I know a lot of people were inspired by him. And so you're working at Street Breaks and you working with all the dudes there.
I'm doing mad jams too. Like I'm super in the competitive scene. Like I did a bunch of different jams. I want to go through these real quick just to shout them out because
yes, go ahead.
This is very, very important. Like I did a 2-on-2 with one of my other brothers' name is Rashad. Shimmy Shad. Shout out to
Rashad,
Rashad if you're
damn, I
watching.
haven't heard of Rashad in the longest,
Yeah.
man.
We did a 2-on-2, killed it. We went against Crazy C and Why Not. We beat him. I mean, like, not trying to brag, but it was something that we didn't think was possible. We didn't think we could do it, and you know.
Was that your first win? Your first 2-on-2 win?
No. We didn't win the jam. We just won that particular
that battle,
round.
that battle.
Yeah,
okay.
that battle.
It could have been top 16, top 8, or semifinals.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's something you remember because it's a W for you. You're like, wow, I got
absolutely. This. Also, I did this jam that was back in the day, man. Not a lot of people know about it. I wish I could find the footage. It was called True to the Game. It was a jam that Mex threw. And
this is around what year?
Man, it had to have been around that same time, 2005, 4, maybe 6. But it was that same era. Then through street breaks, I met a whole bunch of other people. I met Dizzy. Shout out to Dizzy, still my brother to this day. Oh man, there's so many people. I got introduced to Luigi. Luigi blew up at that time. You know.
Do you meet the guys from Flipside Kings when they were coming up from Miami?
100%. Then I learned about the Miami culture. I learned about Street Masters. I remember going to a Skill Methods anniversary, 10-year anniversary in Longwood, man. Wow. And Street Masters came and they took over the cipher. Nobody else was going in the cipher. Nobody would even touch that cipher. It was crazy. So every time
that was like either 2004 or 2005 because I was living here. I was I was here doing a gig somewhere, but I remember it was going down. I forgot what year was it, but I remember I already lived here because I moved down here in 2004. And I remember the 10th year anniversary. I think Louisville was there, like where or Tails won, and
bro,
a few other guys, and they were just jumping from cipher to cipher. In fact, I think in one of the Street Master videotapes or some type of video, they had like footage of that jam there.
I would love to see that.
Now, what was your first jam that you entered alone that like that you were either won it or because you were doing a lot of talent shows and you were showing off in school, and this and I'm talking about like after you graduated from high school.
You asked me what was my first jam that I've ever won by myself?
Well, either won or entered. It doesn't really matter of the winning because it's all about just representing and because it's hard. It's just hard to even enter. Like you have to have a lot of courage and you gotta be very confident to say I'm gonna enter this jam.
Yeah, I think
try to think the first. It is a talent show. It doesn't really have to be a jam. It could be a talent show. It could be something that you entered that besides the mall one that you entered with Jody. You said right 98.
Yeah. 98
after that, like do you ever do a high school talent show or?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You were entering all of them, right? Anything that had to do where you can show your flares and your windmills and your jackhammers.
Every single one, bro. And a lot of them I did with Dito too. There's footage of that too somewhere we could find it. But I was gonna say that the jam that really set it apart for me was the one I did with Rashad, and I think that was Outbreak. I think it was the very first one, if I'm not mistaken.
Now Outbreak.
Dizzy and Mijo entered. It was Kuso and Beast Mode or something like that, and then Curious and React. Bunch of people enter it, bro. It was crazy. But what were you saying?
Go ahead.
There was another jam. Oh, it was Evolution. This was huge.
Is that the one in Orlando? And I think Machine was there?
I don't think so.
It was like in Longwood, and the jam was. I think this guy was here. Flexum from Cali and some of the cats. Unique Styles was there.
Well, there was a jam before Evolution. It was called Revolution. That jam was crazy.
Is that the one at the hotel?
No, this was the one in Longwood.
Okay, in Longwood. And was, by any chance, was Bgirl Lily there?
Lily was there.
Okay. Kalinda was there too?
I think so. I think
And
so. I can't remember, but I think she was.
One of them was rocking like a graffiti jacket or a graffiti jean jacket.
I believe so.
Okay,
but
I was there. I went to that one.
The one I'm talking about was very significant because I entered it as a crew with Aerobat Skeletons.
I think I was there.
Yeah.
I think I was there when you guys entered. But I remember I went to the Evolution 1 and the Evolution 2 because I know the second one, I remember going and all the Zulu Kings were there in Evolution 2 in the hotel by International Drive.
It was a Hotel International Drive. That was the one.
That's the one you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, and everybody was breaking in the carpet. DJ Rincon was the DJ, right? I think 100%. Irwin from B-Boy World was there.
100%.
Alien S was there.
We ended up losing to shout out to them too, was illegal immigrants, because immigrants were super.
Wait, now that I remember, when you went to Aerobat Skeletons, that's when that situation happened with Super Mario, right? And Technique.
Yes, correct.
That's Evolution Part 2.
Part 2. There it is.
I remember that day. That was a epic day because everyone was going off at each other, and it was packed. It was a dope like jam like that at that moment right there. Like I never forget it. I never forget it. Yeah, wow. Bro. Now I have a question for you. Do you remember when you met me?
100%. It was at Street Breaks. Street Breaks. Yeah, when I was performing at Universal, it was one of my shifts or whatever, and I can't even remember who I was with. I might have been Incredible Josh was there. I'm not sure, but you came up and you had a camera with you. Not a camera, but a camera.
Yes, I was actually with my dad and my family there, and I was trying to show my pops and my family. I think my daughter was there too. She was tiny, and I remember we were in the cypher, and I was watching the whole show, and I saw you there. And that's one of the things. I've already seen you, but I didn't know you. Yes, but I've seen you before, and when you were breaking, I was like, I never forget that because I'm recording and I'm watching, and I'm like, yo, this kid is so smooth. Like he's mad light. The way you were breaking, that's the way you break. You're like very light. So I saw you like doing your moves and stuff. Like, yo, he's mad light. Like, and then I remember you were mad humble. I met you and I was like, yo, what's up? And then I think the second time I saw you was when Dizzy, Bird, G, they all live with each other in Alafaya. And then later on, I ended up moving into the master bedroom.
Right.
That's the time that and this is 2005, by the way. Woo! Because after that, I moved to Sarasota. Like,
yo, tell me now, did I have a ponytail?
Oh, dude, your hair was crazy long, bro. That's one thing that I remember.
Back like that.
You know what? I was used when I was here in Orlando. I was like, is that like a Puerto Rican, Florida thing? Because Prism also had long hair. He also had long hair. And then I remember Kicks. I think at that time he did or didn't, but I remember he started letting it grow. Crazy C started letting it grow. Like, I was like, man, this is probably like a Puerto Rican, like Florida thing, like the Bboys, like with the long hair and thing. Like I never forget that. So you met me. So we actually spoke. Like, do you remember like as Street Breaks exactly how we met?
I think somebody introduced us, and then I'm not sure if I got your contact or something afterwards, but I ended up seeing you after at that house too. But I knew you somewhere before that. Before you lived at that house. Oh, didn't you live at was it Sarasota? No.
Yeah, I moved to Sarasota in 2006.
So I already knew you because I went there. I went to that spot. I didn't go inside, but I was like, didn't I visit that?
Was that on the beach? Because I was living in Siesta Keys.
No.
if it's in Sarasota. That's the only spot that I've lived. I was living on the beach in Siesta Keys. I was out there for a year and a half or something like that, and then I moved back to Orlando.
So that means that I met you before you lived there, and then I
Yes, I
reunited back with you again when you came back this way.
Yes,
so where did you move? Where did you move to after you came from there to Orlando? Where did you live?
I got my own spot, my own condo in Altima Springs, which Kayla's mom was the property manager there. And I moved there, and then after that 1 bedroom, well, then she moved in with me. So that means you probably saw me there. As a matter of fact, yes, because I was chilling a lot at House of Blues with Dizzy, Dito, and I used to chill with you every Sunday.
Every Sunday it was a thing.
Yeah, and then I remember the Colombian girls or Panamanian girls that they used to come and hang out with us, and Dizzy's friend Paola and Dito's ex-girlfriend or whatever, Monica.
Monica, yeah.
Monica was there.
I was gonna tell you real quick.
This is before me moving. Or after. No, this is after I came back. That's when I came back.
I'll never forget, bro. And I'm sorry I'm bringing this again past, but there was one time at House of Blues that you, me, Dizzy, Prism, and I think Dito, and maybe one other person, maybe Randall. I don't know. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
We all went to House of Blues dressed in black hoodies.
Yes, I remember that. We were like, yo, we're gonna take over.
We're going in the cypher, and we just stood there, bro, with our heads like down, like you couldn't see our faces.
We literally took over. We literally took over that. Like,
but
that was a thing we were doing like every freaking Sunday.
Yeah.
Every Sunday we were there. We were rocking. We were like going off. Like,
it was just that moment. Like, we went in already thinking like nobody's gonna touch us tonight. It was crazy, bro.
Now, what do you remember from that time? Like around the 2004, 2005. Like we're going to different spots. We're going to different places, and
bro, too many things. I remember.
Oh, AKA Lounge.
Of course. Hello. I remember going to Crooked Bayou, dancing house. You, me, Omen, Old School Pete, AKA Lounge, bro. I actually won 2-on-2 with Dizzy at AKA, and I think that was my first solo win.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, not that AKA is like a crazy big jam or anything. It was just a local.
Yeah, but that's one of the spots that everybody was like doing their thing. Right. So we were talking about where we met. We met at the Universal Studios. You said that we were doing a show.
Yeah, I was in the middle of a street break show. I can't remember who exactly was even breaking with me that day, but
I have it on video and I have to look for it somewhere.
Wow. Dang, if you could find that, bro, that would be so
because
good.
I was recording. It was my dad's camera, which I have it somewhere. I have it in one of the high 8s, mini DVs, or the 8mm tapes, one of those.
Absolutely. So to be honest, man, I didn't think anything of it because I didn't know who you were, but I didn't realize how like that it was gonna be such a close relationship afterwards.
Yo,
I can't necessarily pinpoint when it started. You know what I'm saying? I just know that it started there.
I really don't even know where. Like it was like, yo, straight up, it's like love at first sight. Like as soon as I started talking to you, I already felt your vibe. I was like, yo, this is a good kid. That's real. It. It was a wrap. Straight up.
And then afterwards I started to notice that you were a very knowledgeable cat, you know what I'm saying? So I was very spongy back then, bro. I was getting trained, like I was saying, this is where we left off. I was getting schooled, bro, by Kuso, by Milky, by Speedy, by Incredible Josh. Shout out to Incredible.
That's my brother right there.
You know, all these people, Heps Fury, like all the dudes from Miami that used to come, Lego used to come.
You were around the perfect people.
Bro, everybody, bro. Like I was, man, I'll never take those moments, bro. That was one of the most beautiful things that could have ever happened.
And then
So
we start performing with each other.
true
And then
story.
we started traveling. We started doing break show.
Break show. That
This
was
is
the
before
first.
we even did carnival, right?
Oh yeah, break show was huge for me because it was pretty much the biggest like theaters that I've ever done at that time. It was the first time I was exposed to theater.
Yeah,
You get what I
performing
mean?
arts theater. You gotta
Theater,
act. You gotta
yes,
do things.
yes,
And do
yes.
you remember one of the first shows you did with me?
I remember quite a few of them. I know we did Detroit. We were in New York. We did some of the islands.
Yes, yes.
Sanibel Island. You know,
Now tell me
I
if
did a
you,
couple.
do you remember this right here?
Oh my god. Beep, beep, beep. Oh my.
Damn, Popeye. What about this?
Hip hop. Dude.
Come on, brother. Those are just little clips. I don't want to show everybody everything of you, man, because
Oh my
you know they
god.
gotta look for you. They gotta hire you so they see the true you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Wow,
man,
bro.
we started traveling and doing shows, and then I remember 2010 when we got the opportunity to do that contract together for Carnival Cruise Line. That was another experience that it was another chapter in my life. It changed my life. Like, yo, we really became brothers because we were living with each other in that little small little matchbox room.
For
It
sure,
was
bro.
amazing, bro. And then you remember all the videos and knowledge stuff that we would just spend just like,
Ooh, bro, don't get me started. Are you ready for that one right now?
yeah, please go ahead. So help yourself, brother.
Let me let me go back before that though. Because
Yeah, go ahead.
I gotta fill certain gaps real fast.
Yes, do it.
I met a dude by the name of Freakazoid, Alan. Shout out to Freakazoid.
Shout out to Freak.
He was a very imperative part of my entertainment adventure. We performed for the Orlando Magic. My first time doing anything on an arena court, basketball court for a professional team. First time was the Orlando Magic. It was a team called
Oh,
the
snap.
Fast Breakers.
The Fast Breakers. What?
Under the supervision of Scotty B, which he's still around, and I still do gigs with him.
Look at that.
Scotty B with Fired Up Entertainment. Shout out to Scotty B. We performed at the Orlando Magic games, right? Halftime shows, blah blah blah. Through that, I did that with Freakazoid with Alan, and one day at the Orlando Magic games that we performing, he tells all of us that are there, all the B-boys, he's like, yo, I just want to let y'all know one of the guys I work for the company G-Force, he's gonna be here tomorrow. If y'all want to come, he wants to have an audition, like a live audition. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And he had a studio, like a little dance studio. So everybody went that next day because they were like, damn, I wonder what we're auditioning for. You know what I'm saying? We thought it was just to be in the company.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, all the B-boys came. Why not? Crazy C, Rashad, G, Jules. Like there was a ton of B-boys there that day, right? And because I had already had experience performing a little bit before that and doing a little bit of street breaks and learning how to present, which street breaks comes from Al Fuentes. Shout out to Al Fuentes. I always got to shout out to people, man, because the opportunities would have never been there if they didn't open the doors. You know what I mean? But so we went to this audition for G-Force, and it was for a guy named Mike Garcia. Shout out to Mike Garcia. He was there, and he saw us all, and he was like, I just want y'all to come out and do your B-boy thing. I want to see what kind of talent you guys have. If you guys want to do routines with each other, that's perfectly fine too. Whatever you feel, just do it. And me, I kind of did something a little different than most of them did. I presented when I finished my sets, my rounds. I would present Even though I
Yes.
was presenting to a mirror, I
Yeah.
was still pretending like it was a crowd. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And he saw that and he was like, "Oh shit, okay." And then out of all the b-boys that were there,
And who
only
was
three.
there? Who was there?
Oh, I said it earlier. It was me, Why Not, Crazy C, Rashad, G, and Jules, and
Okay.
Freakazoid.
And Freakazoid. Okay.
Hmm.
So then when you did what you did, they just chose 3 of y'all.
They chose 3 of us: me, Why Not, and G.
And they were like, yo, you guys are the presenters, the one that, well, Why Not is a super showman.
Yeah, he has show moves. He didn't even present like that, but and
G
G
already
did.
has some, which
He
he
had power
already,
too. Yeah,
what year was this?
this was 2005.
Okay, because the year before, they already did the Super Bowl with Break Show with me, Why Not, Crazy C, Ray Mysterio, he's from New York. Jules and G's already had a little bit of show type of thing because I
Hmm.
remember doing shows with Jules and G, which that was 2004 when I moved, and they moved, I believe, from Jacksonville down here as well a little bit afterwards. So now they're doing the G Force audition. Why not G and you get put onto G Force?
Yep.
Carry on.
He put us aside and he was like, "Yo, I want to talk to you guys. So I have a new contract, um, and this is for performing on a cruise ship." And we looked, me and like G and Wina were looking at each other like, "What the fuck? Like performing on a cruise ship? Like what is this? Like a military ship or something? Or what are we doing? Like?" And they're like, "No, this is where passengers come on. They take cruises to different islands and they go on vacation on a cruise. You'll just be performing on the ship and on the shows." And we were like, "What the hell?" I was like, "How long are we going to be gone for?" And he was like, "You're only gone for like 3 days." And I was like, "Oh, that doesn't sound too bad." So, bro, we were the ones to like. We didn't start the ships. There was people before us already, but he started to get more ships, so he needed to hire new b-boys, and he had a live audition and hired us. So I started ships in 2006, um, February of 2006, and
And that's what Carnival Cruise Line, right?
Carnival Cruise Lines
And
and
what was the first ship you did? Like when you were doing the fly-ons first.
fly-ons, where we go to the ship and perform, and then we fly home from whatever
Just
island we're at.
2 nights and 3 days.
2 nights. Yep.
Okay.
So the very first person I went on, he showed me the ropes. That's why I had to shout him out. Was Freakazoid. He showed me all the ropes. Then I started doing shows with everybody. I did shows with Elmo. I did shows with Technique. I did, and then I started doing shows with the guys G, Why Not? You know what I'm saying?
Because they started
And a
switching
couple
you
of
guys.
others.
Sometimes it'll
Yeah,
be in twos, right?
absolutely.
And it was already Fun Force at that time, right?
No,
No, it wasn't Fun Force. What was
it
it?
was not.
What
Just
was
the
it?
Breakers, the B-Boys for.
The,
Oh no, my bad. We were G-Force. We were
it was
G-Force.
just G Force.
We were called G-Force, and we would wear the shirts actually.
Yes, I remember seeing the shirts.
Mm.
And now 2006, you're performing, you're doing your thing. You kept doing that because, well, 4 years later, I end up doing that contract with you.
Yeah, so 4 years I was doing fly-ons back and forth. I also got introduced to wait, no, that was later. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead of time. But I was doing the fly-ons for a really long time, bro. And I loved it. I loved it. Then later on, more people started getting recruited. Dizzy started working with us.
Yeah.
Omar from Jive Turkey, shout out
And
to
there were
Omar. Shout out
fly-ons
to Dizzy.
as well, right?
They were doing fly-ons too because he got more ships. So we started getting those people. Omar. And then some Miami cats. Phantom. Shout out to Phantom. Shout out to Zayo. They came on board too. Why not? I said that.
Omen jumped in.
Omen. Shout out to Omen. He came on too. Had some of the best times in my life with these people, bro. Like
And it was just fly-ons.
It was just flying only a couple of days, but like you flew together, like you were there together, you did the shows together, you chilled after, you flew home. Like people don't realize like you build a real strong bond with these people, like just from doing those experiences.
And it was
And
celebrity status because you show
oh my
up, you
gosh,
got
bro.
your room, you perform, you do your thing, and you fly back home.
Yep. They called us the 7-day celebs, bro.
That's awesome. So you were doing ships only at that time? Because I know you
Yep.
were always cutting hair too. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, I got the nice little, you know what I'm saying, the little
Oh
fitty
snap.
fit on the side, you
Looking
know.
good, bro. Looking good. Who
Sponsored
did
by
that? Who
Elie
did that?
Rok, the kid, you know what I'm saying?
What'd you
You
say?
look
Come
good on
on.
the show. You know what I'm saying? So
Hell
20,
yeah.
so 20 like 09 or around there. I remember there were mad cats doing fun for well, yeah, it turned into Fun Force already, right?
Nah, it was still G-Force. The first
Because
time okay, let me explain what happened. We did an experiment run in 2008. It was me, Dizzy, a dude named Danny G. Shout out to Danny G. And uh and Mike Garcia. And there was some other acrobat circus guys from that he hired. They were Russian. Um, we went to 2008 to a new brand new ship that was being built. It was called the Splendor back in '08,
okay.
right? And we were the first experiment of what G-Force is now, or what it was. We did all the corny things. We performed in the terminal. We were like throwing beach balls at people, like in the deck, open deck. We were walking around. We did little openings for the production shows. We were like anything they wanted us to do, we just did all of it, and we performed. You know what I'm saying? But we did atrium shows. We experimented with everything, and through that, they developed the booklet for Fun Force. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
And
Now, yeah, go ahead.
no, and then so once Fun Force was built, they started getting like literally like 13 ships out of nowhere, bro. And these people had to start hiring like crazy. But they started off with Sensation, Fascination, the smaller ones, the Valor. Well, the Valor was still fly on for a little while longer. But bro, my first contract on the cruise ship that I had to live on the ship for months at a time was with you. Now that right there was some real life-changing shit.
Definitely, because now you're on a ship for not no 1 month, no 2, no 3, no 4, no 5. I think it was 5, 6, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And yes, it was so life changing because not only becoming brothers for real, because now we're really getting to know each other, which I learned so much of like from you in the sense of like cleanliness, of trying to keep things straight. And I see your organizational skills, which I admire and I was inspired by. And I looked at it, I was like, damn, dude, like this dude is a clean freak. I'm always like I'm the pig and you're the clean guy. And I'm like, because I always had mom doing everything for me back then when I was a kid. So it's just crazy, such an experience that we have. And it's funny because I'm gonna throw a little clip. I don't care what comes out, but it's the past,
Like,
brother.
Here we go.
Do you remember this?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
We need to go to every
Yeah, people are
Oh
drunk.
my god, bro.
Yeah, look at me, dude. Oh. Yeah,
Bro,
look at Neil. Look at Neil.
What are we doing, bro?
Yeah, we were performing everywhere, bro.
Bro, yeah, and then I know you got the clip too. You reminded me of Lords of the Couch.
Oh man, of course I got that clip. That's just one of the
Damn, bro. No facial hairs.
Yeah, no facial hair, nothing, brother. Hey, look at it. They're like,
Bro,
yo,
you
where
know,
you at? It was your birthday or something?
I don't know. I can't remember what day. I remember this, but I don't remember what day it was. Bro, you know, I still have that shirt.
Really? Let me see what's it for. Oh, yo, wait. Oh, we
Florida
were the.
Salt.
You
Oh,
remember? Wait. It had a
Tagada.
little bit. It had a little bit of you. Oh. Uh.
And then Neil comes in like, Tagada. Oh
Yo,
my
tell
God,
me that was
bro.
an amazing times, bro.
Bro, that was one of the best moments of my life.
We were
Not
always performing.
Yeah, man, and not only because, bro, there's too many reasons. Not only because it was the funnest times of my life, it was also one of the most record-breaking educational moments of my life. You get what I'm
Wow.
saying? Like
Why
I
is that?
learned
Why is that?
I learned I learned what true health was, bro, because of you. Like I learned, I was exposed hard, even if it was like too much for my brain at the time. I was overwhelmed with knowledge, bro, about our bodies, you know what I'm saying? And real true health, bro.
Yeah,
We did our
man.
first full body detox cleanse on this shit, bro. I
At
mean,
that
my
was it the
first. You
herbs?
had
The
already
herbs?
been doing it.
Was that the herbs at that
It
time?
was it was the herbs, yeah.
That was
Then we
like
did
the
we did
first
one after,
introduction.
because after that we lived together at the Lee Vista house,
That's right. That's right.
and then he turned into the health store
That's
after
right.
that.
And we still that we did a couple of till this day. I did one this year. You didn't
Yeah,
you just do one
I
recently?
did one, yeah, like 2 months ago.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's crazy. Now, a question: if you could go back to your rookie self, what would you tell yourself? Like let's think about like Back to the Future. Elie Rok the kid right now takes that freaking car, arrives like Back to the Future, and shows up to let's say 1998, and pulls Elie Rok to the side and goes, "Yo, my brother, what would you tell him? What would you say? What advice? What would you talk to the brother, to the young Elie Rok the kid?"
Um, does does the does the young Elie Rok know that I'm the old
No,
Elie Rok?
well, maybe that's your choice. I've never thought of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that Elie Rok could tell. You know what? You go ahead and you're like, yeah, I'm Elie Rok from the future.
I'm like, bro, listen, I'm from the future, and I want to tell you that it's gonna be all right. You're gonna go through some things, but it's gonna be all right. Because I can talk all the way up until this very moment. I don't know anything past this moment. You get what I'm saying? But I know up until this moment, you're gonna go through some things, but everything's gonna be all right.
What else? What
And
else
and
besides more detail to that?
and I would highly recommend him to invest. Invest in a whole bunch of things, man, that like before, you know what I'm saying? Like invest in the internet, invest in this, do something, real estate, whatever, you know what I'm saying? There's a whole list of things that I would tell myself to invest, because I was an idiot, bro, with my finances back in the day. Like now is when I am truly in charge of what's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm making different moves, and like you said, entrepreneurialism. You know what I'm saying? Multiple streams of income, bro. Mad different things. Uh, because I want to establish myself, bro, and have things, basically run themselves.
So now, let's say if Bitcoin existed at that time, you would have told that person, "Yo, buy mad Bitcoin."
100%, and it wouldn't even be that much. I'd be like, bro, put $500, get $500 worth of Bitcoin.
What do you think that Elie would have told you,
Done.
knowing that Elie?
Man, that's a really good question, bro, because I was a sponge, bro, big time. Like I was looking up to people, and if it would have been me and I would have known that it was me,
Yeah,
I
it's
would have
Elie
I
Rok
would
from
have
the future.
I would have probably listened, bro, hardcore, and I would have did that for sure.
So it
I
wouldn't
would I
change your
would be
outcome.
yeah. Yeah, I would be a whole different situation.
Well, financially, and do you think so? Would we? Does it feel like it's kind of like a regret of not doing certain things, or do you feel that it's just something you had to learn and you learned it later, or maybe nobody actually taught you anything about that? So,
Yeah,
you
because
know,
our families don't come from that. You get what I'm saying? Our upbringing doesn't come from us being so like sharp with what we are doing and what we see in the future and what we think is a trend or what we, you know, think will be lucrative. Like we didn't come from that, bro. So um I don't know. I think I would have listened, bro. I would have listened for sure.
dope, dope. Now, so what is something people seem to misunderstand about you?
Um I think a lot of people have this misunderstanding that I sleep in. I know that's
Okay.
mad random, but like
That is. Keep
that
going.
is mad random, right? Yeah, because I think a lot of people underestimate the power of rest, bro. And you know, I do live in a nightlife type of lifestyle due to many reasons, my job, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. But um my clock is the same as anybody that gets 8 hours. It's just pushed up a lot. You know what I'm saying? So if I go to bed at 3 or 4 in
Same
the
here,
morning,
brother.
you know, if I go to bed 3 or 4 in the morning, I still wake up 11, 12 in the afternoon. I'm still getting the same amount of sleep. I'm just doing it a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? So
A
it's a
lot
little
of people have,
misunderstanding.
yeah. Also, that's the misunderstanding that people really think you sleep in. Well, to them, you sleep in
Hmm.
because they have a 9 to 5 type of life.
True
But the
story.
fact that you're an entrepreneur and you're your own boss, you don't got to clock in. You could do what you want, and that's basically the control. You took control of your life.
Mm,
So taking control of your life is a beautiful thing, because if you decide not to work for the next 3 weeks, you know that you're not going to make that paper, but you can still make that paper even if you're not working those 3 weeks, if you know what I'm saying. Because you're
absolutely.
still making that money. You're not the one like physically lifting things, or you could be like, yo, this is going to be happening while I'm doing this and I'm still making money. Like this.
Absolutely.
So you've learned the power of, well, besides compounding and interest, and you see the numbers grow now. When you look at your bank, the numbers are going up. They're not usually going down dramatically all the time, and you're like,
Right.
why does it go up and then it goes right back down? Why does it go up? It goes right back down. Like
It's because the
now,
bills.
yeah, now it's like tick 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 tick, like little by little you realizing things change.
It's going up like at a steady pace, but it still comes down when you have to pay your things, and then you go up again, and then it comes down and it goes up again. You know what I'm saying? So it keeps going up slowly, but it's going up nonetheless. You know what I'm saying?
So that's good. That's good. Now, what are your best resources to learn what you do for a living? Whatever it is that you're doing for a living, what is the best resource for somebody that wants to be like Elie Rok the kid? They saw this video, they heard this video because it's going to be podcast format, and or video as well, and they're like, man, I, I really like this guy. I love what he does. I want to do exactly what he does. Where can they get information? Like, what's the best resource for them to find out? And you could break it down from each income that you do.
Wow. To be honest, a large majority of where you can find how to do some of the things I do is YouTube. Obviously, we live in a YouTube world now. So, but also when it comes to like health, I would look up the gentleman Dihuri Mahatra, man. I would research people like Dr. Sebi. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Um, People like that. You know what I'm saying? His website is filled with information on Dihuri, and also products that are 100% amazing. Um,
And that's
YouTube
on the
has
health
everything.
tip. On the health
That's
tip.
on the health tip. Yeah, that's on the health tip for
Okay,
sure.
financial tip.
Everything else, financial, YouTube has it. Breaking, YouTube is full of it. Um, Barbering, you can learn that on YouTube. Everything's on YouTube, bro. Everything. You know what I'm saying? But Yeah, it's pretty much YouTube.
So it is. So basically, YouTube, which is true, it does provide everything. And for those that do not know, you can learn everything from it. And it doesn't really matter. You can learn all that. If you're not applying it, none of that matters.
Hmm.
Like, do you feel that that's like how usually it works? Like you can have all this knowledge and you don't do nothing with it.
Yeah, if you don't move and you don't make moves, man, it's just gonna go to waste, and you'll probably end up forgetting it at some point anyway.
Now, are you into like reading books and stuff?
Not really, to be honest, man. And a lot of people have another misunderstanding about that from the
Okay.
last question. That was another one I was gonna mention is that
Oh, all right, go ahead.
I don't really I don't read a lot of actual books like hard books
Mm-hmm.
because I have a little bit of an issue like staying focused.
All right.
So I do a lot of audiobooks,
There you
and I
go.
also
Boom.
have a lot of I watch a lot of documentaries.
Okay. So what are some audiobooks or podcasts you will highly recommend
Um,
from the top of the head right now?
man, like the Rich Dad Poor Dad books, you know what I'm saying? Kiyosaki, whatever his name is. And also man, documentaries, they're just endless, bro. They're endless. And I have to thank you again because you put me onto so many, bro. Like that were just mind-blowing stuff, bro. Like
Which
you
I
would
still
never.
got some new stuff for you, brother.
Oh my god, bro, I can't wait.
You already know. You already know. Do you bring your hard drive?
Nah, I missed it.
It's all good, but we could do this again. Now, do you believe there's like a person is defined by what they do for a living?
Mm, I don't think they're defined by it, but I think that what defines them a little bit more would be how they're doing what they're doing. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, so
Like
now,
you could be doing anything, but it's more of like how you're going about doing it. How is your passion about it? How is your work ethic about it? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily mean it's about what it is, because it could be literally anything. It's
mhm.
about how you're doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, and now, so you're being an entrepreneur. You're a barber. You got like a little car business going. You got you still break. You're a DJ. Um, you do weddings. You do corporate events like UMC. You host. Um, dude, you do so much, and I can imagine the things that you have under your belt that you probably not getting paid for, but soon you probably going to be getting paid for. So
Hmm.
one of the question is like, what is a common misconception about your field that you would like to debunk, in the sense of whatever field that you choose to debunk and let the world know, whether it's about doing b-boy shows or a DJ, something that people usually kind of like hear or feel a certain way about, and you just want to debunk it and talk about it and be like, you know what, people feel like this about that, like, it doesn't have to be anything. If you don't have anything, it's okay.
I don't really have anything to debunk about my fields. I think that a lot of people do support mostly everything that I do. The only one that I would have to kind of say something is because it's controversial for the old school mentality, which is the field of cannabis.
uh which I completely forgot that you actually certified cannabis university alumni.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's,
saying? You're in.
certified. They're certified through the state with a license to grow hemp.
There you
You got to be
go.
clear on that. But
Yes.
hemp and that they grow the same. They grow the same. They smell the same. I mean, it's
So
kind of
so
the
that
same.
is the misconception of like, this dude is a drug dealer, or
Yes, correct.
that's the first thing.
I'm looking at it more as a medicinal field, a medicinal principle. Like I'm not just like trying to sell drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking at a medicinal field. I'm actually studying the plant and what it does, the benefits it has to certain ailments. You know what I'm saying? Like
And it's legal to sell hemp, by the way. Let's just make this
yeah,
clear for those listening. If the FBI, the DEA, the CIA, whoever's listening, because I know you guys are listening, Whoever it is, just to make it clear, my man has a license. He sells hemp. He grows it. He does his thing. It's all good. So that is a
Absolutely.
misconception, because if you look at the plant, both, they're gonna be like, it's the same thing to them, to
Yeah,
the old
and
school.
it's even to the point where, like, obviously I have it at home and stuff, so like the smell gets around, and then like there's certain like people that are like still with a little more traditional mentality that you try to want to hide that from. You don't want them to know, you know what I'm saying? I'm still dealing with those things, but we're evolving, you know what I'm saying?
Even if
As
it's legal, it's still a misconception
to
to.
them, yeah, to them for sure, for sure. Um, so one day though, it'll be legalized, man, and then they'll actually get to experience the the healing properties of these plants, and they're gonna probably be debunked. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, why didn't I think of this? Like, why didn't I know? Like, why did I think it was bad? You know what I'm saying? And that's why I love it, because we're actually healing people and not killing people. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Now, all the years that you've been learning your entrepreneurial skills, your breaking, like the b-boying, basically you're breaking the barriers of the mentality of Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, of minorities, that you
Mm,
could break through. You could, that I've always thought of a break boy, like you break through just paradigms. You just, you debunk things. You just prove people wrong over and over, to see that, you could dance and you could listen to hip hop and you could do all these elements, and not send a negative outcome to people, like, or send a negative message. So
absolutely.
do you feel in yourself that you've been successful at what you've done so far, since you started?
Absolutely. Breaking has a huge part to do with that, because breaking built the mentality that I used from the foundation, um, of the mentality that I use for everything I'm doing now. You get what I'm saying? I just transferred the energy over, you know what I'm saying, into different fields. But breaking was one of the biggest misconceptions at the time, because parents used to be like, "You're not gonna pay your bills with that. What is that crap?" And everybody's been through that story. But I feel like I said, we're evolving, so I don't think that people are gonna say that anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, well, breaking is going to the Olympics
you see what I'm
2024.
saying? So, exactly.
So now, what is your definition of success?
Um, in my opinion, success is individual, man. I think that success is what you feel is success. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't feel like you're successful, then 10 times, 9 times out of 10, you're not successful. You know what I'm saying? I think that I consider myself very successful, but I'm still not done. You get what I'm saying? There's still a lot of shit to do. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff that has to be done still. You know what I mean? Um, and also the definition of success is a very broad thing, because there's different categories, that you can cover. A successful person could be that they're just successful within their inner peace. Some people would think success is by the monetary things that you own. Some people think that success is because of the accomplishments and awards that you won, or I don't know. It could be anything to a specific person. So depending on that topic, you can define what is success.
Definitely, definitely. Now, when I speak about success, or I ask the question success, usually I just want to hear the person's opinion, because another person could say success to them is like they're not a millionaire yet, or they're not rich, and they're like, I'm not successful. Another person could be a millionaire and notice that they're 400 pounds and they're not healthy, and they're like, I'm not successful in my life. I got a lot of money, but I'm not successful because my health is going to shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's all a subjective view, perception of
Absolutely.
people of what it is. Now when it comes to hip hop, and I want to go back to hip hop and the elements, what's an advice you will give someone wanting to get into the hip hop culture? Like if there's a random person that sees you, or has that saw you and they see you break, and they're like, oh my god, I want to learn everything that has to do with that culture that you're doing. Let's say you have all the elements on your shirt, and in the back it says, "Ask me questions." That's knowledge. That's the fifth element. And that kid comes up to you and goes, "Hey, I want to know about this culture. Like, I want to know, like, what it's all about. Like, what advice would you give them, like, before they even enter like the realm?"
Like you're asking, how would I guide them into the culture and how to learn it
Yes.
best?
Some tips, some
Well,
advice.
I would try to explain it the best I can, but there's a lot of people that explain it way better than me. You get what I'm saying? So I would forward them to certain individuals or even documentaries. Documentaries, I mean, there may not be always perfect and by little details, but for the majority of certain things, just to get the idea, I would put them onto specific documentaries starting from the beginning. You get what I'm saying? And then obviously take them to jams, take them to open mics where people are emceeing. You know what I'm saying? Take them, listen to music with them. You know what I'm saying? If I really had the time to mentor somebody, I guess you could say, if you want to say that word, about what is hip hop culture. You know what I'm saying? That's probably the steps I would take.
Now, will you be proactive, boots on the ground, and live physically? Take them like, "Hey, come on, let's go to this jam. I want to teach you about the culture," and like that's usually like the easiest way. Do you feel that's the easiest way to kind of, because everything is in the same room, and
Absolutely.
and they all, and you can stand in the middle of the jam and point and go like this.
Be like, look, he's emceeing, he's rapping, whatever. This is b-boying right here. Look, and this is a DJ, the guy over there. Boom, boom. You see everything, and guess what? It's in your face. You're not looking at a freaking video screen, bro, a phone. You're looking at it live. Like there's nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Now, one of the reasons why I asked that question is because I always want to know. Of course, earlier I asked you about your the elders or like your mentors, your teachers that were there before you. Do you feel now that there's a lack of respect for the elders in the hip hop culture?
Yeah, the respect has probably gone down a little bit. There are people that still respect, but what I think is happening more than that is that they're being forgotten. That's just my opinion, because they're so caught up in what's happening now, and they're so caught up in who's new and who's the new flavor of the week in the month. You get what I'm saying? Who's going to the Olympics? You know what I'm saying? That the people that came before them, and I'm not even referring to the originals, because that's somebody that you have to like, you have to give them their respect, because you wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for them. But I'm talking about even before, even after them, you know what I'm saying? Generations before us, but after the originals, you know what I'm saying? And in
Yes,
between
definitely.
them, there's just a lot that's in between that
So
I
when I say
feel is
elders,
forgotten.
pioneers,
Yes,
and all those dudes that were doing it, like, um,
yes.
do you feel that the new generation doesn't even search for like the OGs, like in martial arts? Being that I have a martial arts background, in martial arts, usually our thing is, if you want to learn a style of martial arts, and it's not in the United States of America, you have to ask questions and look for the history of like, who are these people teaching that style? Is it the original? Oh, really? Sensei whatever is teaching it in the mountains of Japan. Some people go and they move out there, or they do what they have to do just to speak to those people. And then that person is going to say, "Well, I'm the sensei, but Grandmaster lives a little higher in the mountains." And then you keep following to get to and then when you meet the Grandmaster, and you're like, dude, like the respect has to be there. Do you feel that people hunt for that, or is it like they skip that and they go Red Bull BC1 winner? I like that guy.
100%. Exactly what you just said. Like I said before, I just think it's something that's being forgotten slowly. You know what I'm saying? It's being forgotten. So it's not because it's not there in your face. People aren't really searching for that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, the mentality might be a little different. You know what I'm saying? They might not think they need to really search too much for that. They could just jump right into what they're doing now. You know what I'm saying? But we come from a different era. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
we do. Now, in the current state of hip hop culture, what is something you would like to change? Because we're talking about the culture right now. So, what is something you would like to change right now that it's either you want to bring back or put again, or maybe it doesn't exist anymore? You want to change it. Maybe you say, I don't want to change anything. I love the way it is. It's your opinion. It's whatever you feel that it is.
I think that something that I've always thought about, I guess specifically the b-boy scene, that that people don't really do a lot anymore is ciphers. You know, cipher battles. I
Okay.
think cipher battles are probably one of the most intense things I've ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying?
And why
Um,
is that?
it's in your face. It's raw. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not like told, all right, it's your turn, go for it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
Mm-hmm.
those are showcases, even though they do battle each other. Like the battle in a cipher is like, it's like real, like war energy. Do you get what I'm saying? So
Okay.
like, I think that if I were to choose something that I would change is bring back more emphasis in ciphers.
Now, what would be cipher battles that they don't like each other or something?
It could be. It could be. Sometimes it's very personal, bro. Sometimes there's anger that people want to get off their chest. And to be honest, I don't see nothing wrong with that as long as you're not physically, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't result to violence, obviously, because hip hop was never about that anyway. But um bro, go head to toe. Like that's head to head. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I think it should be done in a cipher.
Now,
You know what
now,
I'm
now,
saying?
for those that are listening and they can't see this, we're gonna play a video right now about what a cipher is. But for those that don't know what a cipher is, basically a circle. It goes back to like the ancient times of battles, and you could go to Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology. You could go so back, it will be infinity if you go back to the history of a cipher of a circle. It's infinity. If you look at a circle, you start on one area, you keep going around until that cipher is not broken. There's no energy around it, so the energy stays in the middle. So when we mention cipher, is two cats, either two Bgirls, two Bboys, they're battling each other, or even two crews that go at it with each other. And when they go at it with each other in that cipher, the energy remains there. That's why you notice that now when you got these big ciphers, you could tell that the energy kind of expands and leaves farther. That's why you see the big stage. But one of the things I'm going to show a clip right now, and for those that can't see it, hey, go on that YouTube channel and type in Flash Talks, and you can hear this and
Hey,
see it at the same time. And this is one of the clip of Cypher. I don't know if it's a Cypher battle, but let's see if it is. So, cats, there's a Cypher. You can tell there's a big circle, and not that big, but dudes just go at it. So you encourage people to do this more, right?
absolutely.
And what do you think brings out of that person? Like what will they learn out of these ciphers?
Well, I remember being in a cipher that I would never touch. I didn't care how good I was. I would never go in, and it's because you have to respect it. Like if you see something in there and you're like, "Yo, they're going head to head right now." You respect that. You let them do their thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But that's a cipher battle. Now, if you're just ciphering, then it's just dudes getting open, bro. And a lot of the times, I know you'll agree with me, you're gonna see things in a cipher that you'll never see in a real competition, bro.
Yeah, because you're kind of dancing more from the heart at the moment. And
Yes.
you could be standing there and you don't feel like throwing down. And then out of nowhere, a new track, the DJ plays an ill track, and you're like, oh, and boom, you go in there, you catch the hip hop ghost, gets in your body, and you just go nuts. And then you step out of the cipher, and you're in the cipher, and then you're like, people are like going crazy, and then you're like, I don't remember what I did,
Yep.
but everyone is loving it. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So it's dope that ciphering with each other. And usually either when there's a lot of testosterone in the cipher, or a lot of territorial behavior happening in a cipher, because if you're in another town or in another area, you're not supposed to be in a jam. Dudes will set off the cipher battle from just ciphering, or a dude bumps each other and they're like, yo, what the hell? And then boom, and then you start battling. So there's so much to learn
so many
from
different examples. Yeah,
from ciphering, right?
100%.
Which is so dope. Now, what is something you can contribute to the culture to make it better? You personally.
Me personally is definitely sharing the knowledge, bro. Sharing the knowledge and emphasizing how important it is to understand where this came from.
Definitely.
Sharing the knowledge in different ways, like I told you, forwarding people to certain things, walking them. I'll walk them with literally holding their hand, take them to jams, show them the real thing in their face. You get what I'm saying? Show them what a cipher is, educate, like tell them, you know what I'm saying? Teach them the truth. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why we're here. I want people that when they see this, Elie Rok the Kid is dropping some gems, talking about his life, his experience, the things he's learned, the things that he's still learning to this day that I'm learning every single day. Because this is my brother right here, but I talk to you and I'm still learning things from you. And it could be even an inspiration at the moment. Like you could learn to be inspired by just things that I'm hearing that you're saying. It brings like that heat back, and you're like, man, I want to cipher. I want to throw down. I want to dance with you. And that's like one of the things that I remember talking to Kay about that. And she mentioned that she said one of the most strangest things in any culture is two men, strong ass testosterone men, going at each other. And if you really look at it from afar, they're dancing with each other. Even though they're battling, they're dancing with each other because they're focused on each other, actually even more than a couple dancing. Because if you're dancing with a couple, that person, either you're looking at them, but half the time you're not. But in a cipher, you're battling, or in a competition, you're facing that person, you're looking at that person, and you share this. There's a moment you share that it could be a battle that you don't even like the person. And at the end of the battle, you kind of have a little respect. There's something that shines in you that you're like, all right, this was up, boom, and you just move on and you keep it moving. Now, one of the questions I would like to know, besides you sharing the knowledge, anything else you would like to contribute to the culture of your experiences and things that you would like to contribute, and you can contribute? What's that like besides knowledge?
I guess exposing younger generations to a way to be able to make a living. You can make a living off of the dance. You know what I'm saying?
And teaching them the streams of income that you were talking about.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're just talking about b-boying, you know what I'm saying? You can do it with that if you do it the right way, smart. Invest your money into other things and blah, 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 so forth. But some people are just focused only on the competitive scene, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it's always going to be there. You could also make money on the side. If you really are that passionate and you want to do it for a living, you can.
Definitely. Now, I want to show you a few clips, and I'm going to bring you back, go way, way back, give you some flashbacks real quick.
Back in the time.
And tell me, I want you can narrate it while you're watching it, and tell me what was the feeling that came about when you first saw this.
Yeah, I used to be like, oh snap, this is the part.
But what was the feeling like the first time you saw this? What was going through your mind? Like,
I didn't know what was about to happen, but I was like, okay, he looks like a b-boy. I think they're about to do something. Oh, he's a b-boy. Oh snap, what? The red versus the blue. Uh-oh. And forget it, from here on out, I was like, I want to look just like that. Bam.
So you would consider this a cipher?
Yes. I want my windmills to look just like that.
Look at that style, brother. Powerful Pecs. Shout out to Powerful Pecs. Look at Daisy, aka Baby Love. It's crazy because she's close, really close to my family in the sense of the people that I'm around. So weird.
Yo, I thought this dude was for real fake.
You were like, this guy's
fake. I was
really
like, yeah, right.
time?
I thought it was camera editing for sure.
Well, he was the star of the movie.
Yeah.
So
yeah. All the moves that they're doing, huh?
What was the feeling that was going through your mind?
Well, I was learning breaking at this time when I first saw it, so like I literally wanted my moves to look like this. All of them. Like I wanted my moves, my swipes, my windmills, backspins, I wanted them to look just like this. Just like this.
Now, I had to show you that little clip, but let's talk more about you, these cats you watching, and you're like, yo, I need to do, you said I want to look just like that because,
yeah.
And then they're in the movie. You're like, B-Boys in the movie? I know it was in the 80s. Now you see B-Boys everywhere. But what about this right here? Because I think you did pretty good in not imitating them, but getting your own style and your cleanliness. Yeah, brother. I'm telling you, how many shows you think you've done all the way to 2022?
Oh man, dude, that's a tough number, man. Probably over
try to throw
100,000, probably 100,000 shows. 10,000, wait, 100,000. Probably close to like 50,000 shows.
Wow, and the most,
because if you think about it, we used to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We used to do 5 shows a week. We used to do 5 shows a week.
But what about when it was 4 shows a day? Like street breaks and the other events and 4, all that.
6. Yeah, so it's just a lot, bro. It's a lot. It's a lot.
So you would say 50,000?
Something like that. I don't know. I would have to do the math. But yeah, I was just wanted to go back real quick to what you were saying about we wanted to look like, I wanted my moves to look like, we all went through a phase in our life when we kind of like looked up to somebody, wanted to look like them, you know what I'm saying? So which brings to another topic of like what we were talking about earlier, actually, biting. And it's like, we don't have to go into detail, but like,
no, we want to get into details. In this show, we get into details.
This is another misconception too, because I think that there is a such thing as taking a move and making it better, making it yours, making it unique. But it did come from somebody that inspired you. You get what I'm saying? I looked up to the urban action figure. I wanted to look like him, bro. Like, I'm not ashamed to say it. I'll say that shit all day, bro. And I would rather look like him than a lot of probably almost anybody out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of whack dudes anyways. Keep it going.
But like I was always very mindful of not doing carbon copy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot just take somebody's move and just literally do it and then be like, no, but I did it different. But you're doing exactly the same. It's just a different body is doing it, so it looks a little bit different. But you know, that I kind of don't agree with. I think that a lot of people are doing that still. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I tried to use, I guess, Ivan's energy, even though, you know, like you and me on the ships, we would do the ships together and we would be like, yo, brother, let's do this, B-boy Ivan style. Boom.
Yeah, energy, because we're tapping into the energy he has.
Exactly.
And I know it works for us because we see how it works for him. Not only that, even us being in the audience, we're watching him and we're getting that energy. So we know how to tap into the energy. Then when we would go out in the backstage, we were like, yo, ready? Bro, Ivan status, let's go, come on. And then you get this feeling. We weren't looking like him. We just like basically summoned him. That's what we did. We summoned him for that moment. Even though he's alive, he just came in and was like, we felt like it was just like that. I knew people were going to react. And dude, we did it. It was,
oh my God.
we
Bro,
changed that show, bro.
I was just gonna say that earlier, actually, when you were asking me that about the ships and stuff in our first contract. I never experienced a duo like that because we literally like evolutionized that entire routine.
Yes, we did, brother, and it was
You know what I mean?
beautiful.
And like I said before, it's not that I'm being biased because there was a lot of dope duos. Don't get me wrong, but nobody was doing it like that, bro. Nobody, nigga.
No, because we were always looking for footage of other people performing for Fun Force, and I didn't see it. I was like, nope. And how many people were telling us? How many people were telling us like, yo, I've seen every show, blah 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 blah. It's you guys were completely different, right?
All the time, bro.
And I think, as a matter of fact, look, I just found right now a little clip real quick. Let me see. This is gonna be amazing. Well, it's one of the old little clips that we did before. There you go. Oh, it's actually from my Instagram, even better. Let's see. Let me share this real quick. All right, add to the stream.
Oh yeah. Slow mo. Let's go.
What, dude? That was so. Yo, tell me every time we did that routine, bro. Come on, man.
Every time, bro.
Like we knew it was like boom, bah, and then we knew, boom, that slow motion part was coming in. Yo, and that slow motion helped me a lot because that was the part we kind of breathe. We breathe in there, and then we recharge right back again. And then, we were locking too. We were locking.
Oh yeah,
we were locking.
Always incorporated locking, bro.
And you know, we did our thing, man. It was such an amazing time. Now, do you remember back then if you saw this clip?
City Breaker.
Absolutely.
Back then?
Back when, as far as what? When I started?
Well, kind of like when you were starting or later on through your career, seeing this.
I actually didn't see this one until like after a little bit after I met you. I saw it kind of late.
Yeah, because all the footage started coming out because of the digital world.
Exactly.
Dude, that. Yeah. I rewinded the Icy Ice part like 1,000 times because I didn't understand how that man used to pick up that momentum of energy. Like, rest in peace, Black Master.
Yeah, he would do it from like footwork.
Yeah, like Action 2, man, Chino, which I ended up knowing the brother too, and we were just in Miami last year. Look at Flip Rock.
Yo,
I got down. I was actually New York City Breakers' third generation.
Wow.
That's the crazy part. Like, they're the first generation. Then there was the other one that came out, and then I was after them. Because you got Speedy D, London, and all of those cats. Then I got down with them like late 90s.
Yo, my bad, Papa. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Perfect.
One of the earphones I think.
Oh, yes, it died, but you can hear me though.
I hear you through the one, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay. As long as, but wait, I'm looking for the Icy Ice part. Right? I don't want to be disrespectful and caught out.
No.
From Powerful Pecs. But I want to show Icy Ice, dude. What I said, Corey, and now he lives in Tampa. All these cats are like out in Florida. Powerful Pecs lives in Kissimmee. Like all these Noel from New York City Breakers. He lives out here too in Florida. Damn, look at Mr. Wave. I think this is where Icy Ice pops up. And we got Glide again. And you could tell that floor is mad slippery, bro.
Oh yeah, all day.
It's like a brand new linoleum. Oh snap! Wait, it's that part that this guy flies. Dude, I will study this over and over and over because I was like, how the hell do they get that momentum? Yeah, isn't this so dope? The fact that there's actually a whole crew dressed the same, showing off their moves, and they're from the hood. They ain't from no suburbs, and they're just on TV. Look a little lap.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, those are my teachers right there, man. Oh
Boom.
snap! You just see the style, bro, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, right here.
Boom.
Yo, that move right there, I was like, how the hell does he do that?
It's like a windmill ninja.
Yeah, it was. Super dope, right?
Absolutely.
Amazing, which I love it to the fullest, dude. But yeah, man, I wanted to move on because we're getting close to the end of the show, my brother. This is a question that I like to ask, and it's one of the tough questions that I've noticed in the people that I've interviewed. They've kind of had like a little tough to answer, but that's the reason why I'm asking this question, because, and you could take your time with this question, and I'm going to put you on the screen alone so you can see it, think about it. And remember, if you take 5 minutes to think about it, I'll edit it so it could be like right away. So the question is, if you can have the last dinner, meaning after this you're gone, with any 3 people, dead or alive, who would it be and why? Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's crazy.
And there's only 3 chairs. Just think about this. Think about yourself sitting down. You're sitting down. There's a table in front of you. This is your last dinner, basically. There's an empty chair on your right, an empty chair on your left, and an empty chair in the front. You got to choose 3 people. And I know I could make it 30 people, but we'll be here for so long. It has to be 3. It don't matter if they pass, you could bring them back, because after that, everyone is gone. But it's your last dinner. Who would those 3 people be? Dead or alive, you could bring them back.
Oh man.
You could start with the people alive if you want, if it's a little easier for you.
I have 2 for sure, but it's pretty simple, man. My parents, because my dad, has been here this whole time, and my mom left me very early. You get what I'm saying? And I never really got a chance to appreciate her and take advantage of the time with her like I could have. I mean, I was only 7 years old, but obviously being able to do that now, it would be 2 people would be definitely my parents.
Okay.
Because I think that it would make me not only the happiest person to see her again for myself, but I would love for my dad to see her too. You know what I'm saying? Like, meaning like to see them together again, as well with me. You know what I'm saying? Definitely those 2 people. I'm not sure who would be a third right now. That's kind of a tough one.
Now, you don't have to invite anyone else. It could be them too. You could just scoot that chair in and be like, yo, let's talk. So Absolutely. It will be your mom and your dad. Your dad is still alive. Rest in peace, your mom. And what would you pick as your last meal? And it don't matter. You could put a bunch of stuff you want, because you're not going to eat everything. You could eat off for each of you want. What will be your last meal?
It would be like different plates, man. Because of our culture, of the Hispanic culture, I would definitely do a Hispanic meal on one side.
For the listeners,
arroz con gandule, pastelón. You know what I'm saying?
What else? What else do you put on that table, brother? It's a big table. Bro.
There's a lot, bro. There's a lot. But then on the other side, I'll have a healthier type of plate, which I love as well, which is salmon, like a really
Okay.
nice made piece of salmon. You know, grilled veggies and stuff like that.
Nice, nice. So you have a healthy side. Now you're not gonna have no junk food, none of that. You're not gonna have one of the death foods we used to call
I don't.
death. Yo, that's death.
I mean, I feel like the Latin food that we eat with from the Latin culture is kind of death, but as far as
That's
fast food or
crazy.
anything with sugar, I don't really ever crave those things anymore like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't.
What about to drink? You're gonna have a little bourbon, or you're gonna have some water, juice, some piña colada. I don't know what you go, some coquito. What are you doing?
Yeah, I
You're
would
gonna.
have just because I bond with my dad that way. Probably
Mhm.
the most expensive, finest aged bourbon that there is, and a glass of the most purest water there is.
So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that. Now, this is what I like to do. It's kind of like a gun ho express, or let's call it the flash questions. I'm gonna put you on the screen alone, and I'm gonna just put a word in the bottom of an artist, uh, somebody famous or somebody inspirational or whatever, and you can only say one word that comes to your mind. Like for example, I'm not gonna even give you an example. The point is, whatever comes to your mind, soon as you see that thing, boom, you say it. And if you do not know who that person is, you just say skip. Simple as that. You get what I'm saying?
Let's do
If
it.
you don't know that much, you just say skip. And if you need to use two words because one is very difficult, use those two words. In fact, I'll allow you three words. So let me put you on the screen real quick here. All right, starting now. Let's go.
Champion, flavor, the best, the truth, activist, the teacher, Godfather, puppet, hip hop, the greatest, lyricist, good actor, fearless. Mm, Skip, Kanye West, and you weirdo. Salsa, assassinated, podcast, musician, what's the word? Monopoly, magician, hip hop, turntablist, innovator, skip.
All right, brother, you have made it all the way to the end of the show. You said skip. Let's skip that guy out of the way. If you don't know about Joe shows, you better find out right now or later on in the future. So, right now, brother, you're at the end of the show. I thank you for freaking being part of this, man. You don't understand how much this means to me. I've been dying just to get information, some of your history, your experiences. Of course, for those Elie fans out there that are listening, you heard the man himself saying what he's saying, doing what he's doing. And right now, this is your moment. We want to know, what are you up to these days? Where can people find you, connect with you, plug yourself with your info? Take it away, my brother.
Yeah. Well, I own a DJ company with another Orlando B-boy native here, B-boy Kicks, DJ K1X. We are business partners with a company called Top Sound Event Pros. You can find us on Instagram or Facebook and look at our material, our content. We're doing weddings and all the crazy corporate events that exist, and even nightlife events. You can find us at St. Matt's on the weekends. If you don't know where that is, it's a little bar on Mills. We DJ at pools all over Universal, the Lowe's hotels. That's just the DJ side of it. What else? If you're interested,
Like your Instagram, if they want to hire you directly, they want to DM you real quick and say, yo, I need to fly you out here to teach some headspins. I need to fly you out here to do a wedding, DJ. Yo, I need a car for your rental cars that you have. I need a haircut. You know what I'm saying? Look at that nice little fade right there. Like,
man.
What's the Instagram?
You can find me directly on Instagram with DJ _ Elie Rok.
Elie Rok, ELIE
ROK.
ROK. Yes. Any shout out, anything you would like to say to anyone out there?
Man,
throw all them shout outs, whatever you feel like saying.
Everybody, man, that have ever contributed to who I am today. You know what I'm saying? Starting from my parents, and all the way through. I want to give a huge shout out to Flashback for having something like this, a platform that I've never been a part of. And I'm honored to be here, bro, and for you to want my story. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has ever done that. You know what I'm saying? And for those of y'all don't know, man, Flash has been one of the most influential people in my life, period. And he'll always veer you to the truth. You know what I'm saying? And obviously all the others that were in between. You know what I'm saying? I guess if I had to say one thing to the masses, do your own research. You know what I'm saying? I would suggest in this life, based on so much chaos and so much manipulation that's happening, I would definitely make it a point to do your own research and think for yourself. And whatever it is that you do or you decide, do it with love.
Dope ending, man. I appreciate you too. And like I said in the beginning, the reason why I'm doing this is to capture your history, the knowledge, your experiences, your trials and tribulations, things you've done in your life, to inspire the people that inspire you. That's why I want you to give them shout outs. And I'm giving you the flowers now, and I appreciate you. And you're one of those brothers that I see the light in you, and you inspire a lot of people, whether you like it or not. You inspire a lot of heads, and they might not tell you, but I'm letting you know you inspire me every single day. I see you every time I talk to you. You bring more energy, more light to me. You know, some people could dim it, but you always bring light to me, and I appreciate you. And I just wanted to say thank you. I love you, my brother, for doing this. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Elie Rok, the kid right there. This is Flash Talks, history worth listening to. Elie, don't go anywhere. Stay right there. Yo. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm logging off from Flash Talks.
Salute, Flash. Thank you. I love you, my brother.
Love you too, my brother. Peace out, everybody. And for those listening, you already heard the man, Elie Rok, the kid, DJ _ Elie Rok at Instagram. Peace out, my brothers.